Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey, and we're going to make a card together. How's everyone doing today? Just going to give a minute in case anybody wants to jump on. It has been one gloomy day here. Thought it was going to rain quite a few times, but no rain, just lots and lots of gloom. All right, we are going to get started. I am using the Beauty of Tomorrow bundle. I'm also using for sentiments the Inspired Thoughts and Friends Are Like Seashells. So I'm using a little of everything. Okay, we're going to get started. All the measurements, everything will be on my blog on Friday. This one here was a little bit tricky, so hopefully I'm going to get it all right. Excuse me. I'm starting with a rich raspberry card base. Hi, Jamie. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So just your basic book fold card. I'm going to give that a fold. And we're going to do the front first. I have a panel of cinnamon cider. That's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And a panel of the Blackberry Beauty DSP. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I took a drink right before I went live and it's making me choke. Anyway, so I'm just going to adhere this to the cinnamon cider mat. Maybe. There we go. I'm just going to use a little Stampin' Seal on that. The fun fold of this card is all on the inside. So the outside is just very simple. All right, we're just going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Hi, Jillian. Thanks for joining. It's been just a very gloomy, blah day. Went to work, got my work done quicker than I expected. And came home, got a few things done at home, but it's just been one of those days. That one didn't come off. My other little pokey tool thing sometimes takes them off quicker. We're just going to put this, making sure I'm going the right side up, right on the card front. I did pre-stamp and pre-cut a few things, only because the inside is very detailed. So, right. Then this is the sentiment from Inspired Thoughts, and I stamped it in cinnamon cider. And then I used the die from the Tasteful Label dies. I used this one here to cut it out. And I think we're just going to pop that up. But I am going to put a piece of, just a, excuse me, a piece of gold ribbon behind it, if I can get it open. And this is the, what is this one? 3/8 inch shimmer ribbon. old shimmer ribbon. Oh my goodness. It's just going to be one of those days for me. And I'm just going to put a little Stampin' Seal right here to hold the ribbon in place. Just see how much I need. Come down just a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to go in like that today. We're not going to make a Z like I planned. Oh, that looks good. And I'm just going to pop this up with dimensionals also, and I know I had that thing of dimensionals here. Yeah, I love this paper, Jamie. Yeah, Stampin' Up! Did pretty good this time around with all their paper. I don't know if there's any of them that I really don't like. Well, yeah, I can think of one that I'm not a huge fan of, but it's okay still. I don't hate it. There have been papers in the past that I have just not liked at all. All right, we're just going to pop this up right over the ribbon. Just like that. We're aiming for straight. And then I will decide if I'm going to put any other embellishments. Okay, that's it for the card front. Very simple, very plain. The inside is what gets a little tricky. I gotta get my paper trimmer. Hi, Christina. Thank you for joining. Okay, I'm going to start with, I have 3 different pieces here that I'm going to work with. So the first one is a piece of Rich Raspberry, which is, let's get this right, 4.5 by 8.5. Okay. I am going to make a little tick mark on the bottom at the 1.5 inch mark. So I'm going to make it right about, okay, you could do it with a pencil or just about anything. So I just have one little tick mark, and I'm going to take that tick mark and turn. Actually, before I turn, I'm going to do my scoring. Before I cut, I mean. All right. Get the scoring done before. Okay, this one I'm going to score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and it's 6 3/8, but it's a lot easier for me to flip it over and do 2 1/8 this way, because it all works out the same. That's just how I go. So now I'm going to find my little tick mark, which is right here, which is at 1.5 inches. Put that there and put the, oops, I'm out of the screen. I want to get in the screen a little more so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the corner right in, line it up right with the cutting bar, I guess. Little thing is getting in the way. And then the tick mark is going to be at the other end. So let me see if I can get, so I have the tick mark right in, oops, I can't get it in the camera. So the tick mark's right there, and then I have the corner that moved up here. Give myself a little bit more room so I can move. And I'm going to cut on an angle. Now, when you're cutting on an angle, sometimes I don't like to come down on this corner because it'll wrinkle it. So I'll put it in the middle, cut up, and then cut back. Okay, so this is one of the pieces for the inside. This fold line here is a valley fold. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to need it again, but so this is a valley fold. The middle one is the mountain fold, and then a valley fold again. here comes the tricky part. And I'm not going to tell you how many pieces of paper I wasted trying to get all these measurements right. So now I have a piece of early espresso. This one here is, oops, stuff falling all over today. Got a real mess. 4 1/4 by 8 inches. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a little tick mark, but this one here I'm doing at 1 1/4 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it, and the tick mark here will go in the cutting area, and then the corner will go up top, and I'm going to just cut that one. We're going to do the same thing. Just going to drop the blade in the middle and then cut up. Okay? Now, this one I am cutting. Okay? I'm going to cut this one at every 2 inches. We're just going to put these pieces on the side. And the last one is a piece of Very Vanilla. This piece is 4 1/8 by 7 1/2. This one we're going to make a tick mark at 1 1/8. This was the one I think I wasted the most pieces of paper trying to figure it out. And again, we're going to cut the same way. We're not using the whole piece of Very Vanilla, but I couldn't figure out how to do the pieces in between, so I just decided I was cutting it all. So this one, we're cutting the pieces at 1 7/8. I'm sorry, I'm out of this. I just realized I don't think I'm completely in the screen here. Okay, so we're going to cut this one every 1 7/8, 1 7/8 inch. I had to do a lot of math with this one too. Luckily, I like math. Thank you, Christina. Hi, Chi. How are you? Thank you for joining. Okay, so here's all our pieces. I can get rid of the cutting. My trimmer now, and we can bring everything back in. Now we're going to start putting some of this together. Okay. All right. So the early espresso, here we go again. I'm going to start coughing again. I'm actually going to use liquid glue for these. The early espresso is going to go down first. So we're going to just glue all these pieces on. I had seen this card. I don't remember where I saw this card. And I said, oh, I could do that. No problem. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, what did I get myself into? And I just kept playing around. Luckily, I keep a lot of old cardstock. And that's what I cut. I cut old cardstock up. And I practice with it until I make sure I get all my measurements right. I said my recycling bin was full when I was done trying to figure out all the measurements. All right, and then just put that one right there. All right, so now we are going to, I'm definitely going to put the Very Vanilla on the first one. The Very Vanilla is more for to write a note on the inside. It gives you a place to write. So we're going to piece there and the last piece here. And then I'm going to see what you guys think and let me know if I should put the 2 pieces of Very Vanilla in the middle. I mean, I have them cut, so it's not a big deal, but it was mainly these 2 that I needed. So I did pre-cut these pieces that I was going to put on here. So this is, I mean, what do you think? Should I do it right on the brown, or should I do it on, on the early espresso, or should I put the Very Vanilla underneath? Oh, you like that, Karen, huh? I can't wait to see you make this one. Oh, all the math was terrible. I had my grid paper was just covered with math. So what do you think? You like it with the Very Vanilla? Okay. We're going to do Very Vanilla then. Maybe we're going to do Very Vanilla. You know what? I have an idea, though. You know how I work. It's the last minute. I changed my mind the last minute. I am going to, the panels that I'm going to put those on, I'm going to emboss it with the, what is this, the Time Worn type. And this is a very last minute, very undecided thing here. So I'm just going to emboss these real quick. So just to give it those 2 a little texture, because I'm not going to be writing on those. I'm going to put them in this way so I get the lines, make sure the lines are lined up. All right, I'm just going to emboss it real quick. I'll be right back. I threw myself off now because this was not in the plan. Yeah, I think I like that better. So it gives it just a little bit of texture. Oops. I'm just going to put this one just like that. This one is going to go like this. And actually I can, so this piece is just going to go on here. It's just going to go right on the top, so it'll be the vanilla on the vanilla, and I'm just, again, using liquid glue. I always use liquid glue when I'm gluing down on an embossed panel. I don't know, years ago, I need my tweezers for this one. Years ago, I was, that's the way I was taught, that you use liquid glue on embossed panel, because then the glue gets into the embossing, so it really sticks. We're going to put that one just like that. And then that one should be okay there. Should have put this down before I put the bird down, but I wasn't thinking about that. Okay. So I'm just going to give that a second to dry, and we're going to do the inside of the card. So I have 2 more panels of the Blackberry Beauty with Early Espresso mats, and I'm just going to adhere those down. And run out of Stampin' Seal. Just this one on this mat. Oh. And we're just off just a smidge. I'm going to see if I can get if I can't get it up, it's going to stay off that just a tiny bit. Just enough that it's going to drive me crazy, but I'm trying to remember. Jamie always says go on an angle to take it off. It's the best way so you don't rip it. I'm trying to do it without wrinkling it too. And this is why I like to use liquid glue more often. But that's okay. You get a lesson on how to remove it without ripping it. And without, I'm trying not to wrinkle it either. Okay, that worked. Try this one more time. There we go. That's better. I'm using liquid glue for the other part. I want to make sure these go over my nails. I'm just going to adhere these down. So obviously this is one of those cards that will cost a little extra postage to mail. So this will go to somebody special. I think all my cards anymore, everything I mail always costs 70 cents. I don't remember the last time I mailed a card that was only 55. Okay. So, like I said, nothing's going on these. We're going to leave those for writing. And I am going to get my tear and tape, which again I forgot to take out. Maybe you have it. And I even said before I started to get it out because I knew I wanted to use it. And I'm using tear and tape because of the way this is going down. I just want to make sure it's going to be adhered. And the tear and tape gives just that little extra reinforcement. So put a piece there, and a piece right on this end. Yep, okay. I had a feeling this one was going to be in the way. Turn it just a bit. There we go. All right, so this is going to go right in here, like this, okay, with the tear and tape, and then it will close. Well, it'll close neatly once I get everything in place. And I found the easiest way is I'm going to adhere this side. I hate covering this paper up, but it's the way it has to be. I'm going to fold this one, and this is just so I get it, you get it right in place. And there you go. Little pop-up card. So you have room here to write, and it's flat, and over here is flat. These two are popped up. They've got the little decorations on it. And that's it. I am going to do, oh, got ink all over me. I am going to do my envelope. So I have a very vanilla envelope, and I have another panel of the paper. Oh, that's not it. I just realized I forgot to put the sentiment inside. Okay, this is from Friends Are Like Seashells. And again, I cut it out with the Tasteful Labels dies with this one. I was going to say it's missing a sentiment somewhere. So the sentiment's going to go right there. And because it's popped up, everything pops on the inside, I can put some dimensionals and pop this up on the inside. After I get all the glue off my fingers. It's the only bad thing with this card is it's a little bit gluey. And the glue is only from the Stampin' seal, so. And like I said, all the measurements will be on my blog. It will be easier, I'll tell you now, because I have not even tried to write this one out yet, but it will be easier to follow the video and do it, because I'm still trying to figure out how to write all this. I did not make any kind of a template. I just was, like I said, I went through I had so many things written down. But if you do make this, Jillian, I know you will, and Karen, I'm guessing you're going to too. Just post a picture on my Facebook page under the comments of your card, because I like to see what everybody's making and your take on this. And I did all the math for you. So all you have to do is cut it and put it together. All right, just clip this real quick. I think I had white, and I decided I thought the vanilla looked better. I'm just going to find my ink. And we're just going to stamp. These here were stamped on a panel of Very Vanilla, and I stamped them off once because full strength, I don't think I have, I don't know where I put the full strength ones, but it was just, full strength was just a little, I thought it was too dark. So I'm going to just stamp it off once. And stamp on the envelope. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the bird. And that was an early espresso. So the, hold on one second. I stamped the bird off once also. Just get that little bit lighter. So this was my color palette for today. Cinnamon Cider, Rich Raspberry, and Early Espresso. Get my mess out of the way. I really made oh my goodness, did I make a mess today. Okay, there you have it. So it's, the outside's very simple, doesn't look like anything special, and the inside, sometimes when I find you stamp off once, yes, they do, Jillian. They definitely do. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining. The inside is the whole part of the fun fold. It just pops. And there's enough room to write a little message, or if you want to stamp on this, you can. I chose not to. I wanted to put the sentiment right there on the inside. And then the matching envelope. I look forward to seeing your cards posted on my Facebook page. I can't wait to see what you do with this. And hi, Barbara. Thank you for joining. Thank you. See how you take, your take on this card. All right. Again, everything will be on my blog. The link to the video and all the measurements on Friday, creativestampindesigns.com. And Karen, hopefully you'll get notification. I don't know if you started getting notification, but once you get all the measurements, I can't wait to see your card. Thanks for joining, everyone, and I will plan to be back next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Have a wonderful Halloween if you celebrate. No notifications. I'm sorry, Karen. I don't know I have no clue why you're not getting things. If you do celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. Hope you get trick-or-treaters. Last year we got 5. We'll see what we get this year since it's on a Sunday. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.